Welcome everyone. I'm Amanda White. Today I'm just going to focus on a simple basic Vinyasa flow. So I'm going to practice with you obviously and just have you get used to my style, and we'll get into really a full body stretch. So let's start seated. Peel the flesh away from the sitting bones. Sitting up nice and tall. I always like to just kind of ground myself before I start my practice. So use this time. You can place your hands on the knees, palms are open, whatever you feel like doing, and just simply close your eyes. Tuck the chin in towards the chest a little, lifting up through the crown of the head. And of course in Vinyasa we practice Ujjayi breathing. So that's breathing through the back of the throat. It's making an ocean sound through the back of the throat. So if you're not quite sure about the technique, see if you can just focus on your breath, whatever that may be today. If you do know the technique, then see if you can really cultivate that noise in the back of the throat. So the Ujjayi breath, you breathe, inhale, and exhale. That's kind of a nice way to get used to it, is opening your mouth and trying it that way, and then closing your mouth. So. Good, keep grounding through the sitting bones. We're here for one more breath. Good. And just let go of whatever's happening around you, the kids, the job, whatever that to-do list is. See if you can just be here on your mat for the next 60 minutes, committing to you, breathing and stretching. Good, and then gently open your eyes and come to all fours. So hands are gonna stack under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders and sitting bones up, look up. Exhale, round, tuck the chin in towards the chest, broaden through the shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the sitting bones, look up. Exhale, round, tuck the chin in. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good. Come to neutral. Now take a look at the hands. So your fingers want to face the front of the mat. And take a look at your wrists. So your wrist creases are going to face the front as well. Fingers are spread. There's space in between each finger. See if you can reach with your thumbs reaching towards one another, and then straighten the legs. So we're coming into plank. This is the first option. You're tucking the tail, stacking shoulders over wrists. If this is too much, there's always modifications in yoga. So if it's too much, come to your knees. I'm gonna do the first one on my knees, just to warm up. So in plank, you wanna stack here. Your body is straight like a board. So sometimes it kind of looks like this and it's hard to really hold your core up. See if you can resist that tendency to arch your back and tuck the tail. Stay strong. Inhale. And exhale, chaturanga, elbows in. We're going to come all the way down for the first one. Point the toes, zip up the legs. Hands stay under your shoulders, forehead down. Draw the elbows together behind the back. Push into the tops of the feet. And inhale up to cobra. So it's a little back bend. You're actually using your lower back to lift you up. See if you can let go of your glutes so your butt isn't holding you up, it's your lower back. Reach forward through the crown of the head. Exhale, lower, and push back to child. Big toes touch, knees are open the width of the mat. Hands can be reaching out in front or back by the hips. Forehead comes down. So if at any point during our practice today, you're feeling the breath getting choppy, you're tired, come to child and just give yourself a break. Soften the jaw and breathe, reaching the hips towards the heels. One more breath. Good. Walk the hands forward, look forward, and come into a down dog. So the weight is equally distributed between the hands and the feet in this down dog. Tendency is to have, especially if you're tight in your shoulders, the tendency is to have your shoulders kind of over your wrist and your arms are going to get tired here. So see, if that is the case for you, bend your knees. Bend your knees to give yourself accessibility to push back, to try to get into those shoulders more. If that's not an issue, then you'll work on straightening your legs, sinking the heels and reaching the hips up. Let your head go, just kind of shake your head yes and no. See if you can ground the heels so much that maybe you're able to lift your toes. Reach back a little further, exhale, and then look between the thumbs and slowly walk feet to hands, keeping the palms down as long as possible. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. For this first forward fold, bend your knees and just separate your feet a few inches. Bend your knees so that you get out of the hamstrings and more in the lower back. And just let your head hang. Keep working your stomach on your legs. Grab opposite elbow. And kind of rock a little side to side. Maybe close your eyes. Good. Release the elbows. Ground through the feet. Keep tucking the chin in and slowly round up one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing to come up. Good. Heel toe the feet together, palms facing forward. So it looks like we're just standing here, but see if you can be intentional with everything you do. So you're going to tuck the tail, ground through the feet, lift up through the kneecaps, lift up through the hips, shoulders back and down, hands are long, arms are long. Good. Gaze is forward, breathe. Keep squeezing knees and ankles together. Bend the knees, sweep the arms. Inhale, chair. Instead of sticking your butt out, tuck your tail to engage the core, drawing the front ribs together. Exhale a little deeper. It's a chair, not a bar stool. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, ground the palms and step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in. This time you can come all the way down or hover perhaps. Inhale, upward facing dog or that cobra that we just did, if that feels better for you today. Now in your up dog, can you just be on the tops of your feet and your hands so your hips are floating? If that's not manageable today, then just lower your knees. Shoulders back, gaze is forward. A lot of people look up. I don't really like that because I think it shortens the back of the neck. So whatever you want. Spread through the fingers, sink the hips. One more breath. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Left heel in, right foot lunges. Inhale, warrior one. Arms up. Grounding the outer edge of the back foot, squaring off the hips. Gaze is forward, palms face each other. Exhale a little deeper. Good. Slowly lower the hands. Step back. Plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Other side, right heel in. Left foot lunges. Inhale, warrior one. Get lower through the leg. Try to square off the hips by pulling the left hip back, the right hip forward. Ground the outer edge of the back foot. Exhale, lower. Step back, plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back, down dog. 5 breaths. Keep spreading through the hands. That's your foundation. Soften the neck. I know it's tempting to kind of look down. See if you can just look at your kneecaps. Keeping the neck long. Lift the hips up and back. One more. Look between the hands and walk or jump feet to hands. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Feet together, bend the knees, sweep the arms, chair. Squeezing knees and ankles together, get a little lower. Straighten the legs, Tadasana. Good, heel toe the feet apart, 6 inches. Heels are slightly turned out. Hands at the hips, maybe to the lower back too. Inhale, open up the heart, look up, push the hips forward, little baby back bend. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Middle and index finger, hook the big toes. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, Padangusthasana. So again, if the hamstrings are tight, you feel like you're locking out your knees, you can soften your knees a bit. See if you can keep working your stomach on the legs. Crown of the head reaching down, elbows reaching away from one another. One more breath. Good. Inhale, look forward, release the toes, ground the palms, step back, plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Breathe. So shorten your dog a little. Feet are going to walk a little closer to your hands. Bend the right knee. Bring the left hand to the outer edge of the right foot, shin, whatever you can grab. Reach under or look under your right armpit and reach. And then straighten the right leg for a twist in your down dog. Keep reaching back. You can kind of pull your shoulders away from one another. Drop the heels, one more. Good. Release. Bend the left knee. Right hand to the outer edge of the left foot or shin. Gaze is under the left armpit. Pull the shoulders away from one another and straighten that left leg. Turn that left heel out. Hips up and back. Pull the left hip back, one more. Good. Release that right hand. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, bend the knees, walk or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms, inhale, chair. So we're going to do another Surya Namaskara B, just to warm up. Exhale a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Left heel in, right foot lunges. Inhale, warrior one. Arms up. Exhale, lower the hands, step back, Chaturanga. Same exhale. Inhale brings you up. Exhale brings you back. Other side. Right heel in, left foot lunges. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower. Step back. Inhale up. And exhale back. Breathe. So we're moving fast through that. Each movement has a synchronized breath. If that was challenging to move that fast with your breath, maybe you have to move faster, or maybe you have to lengthen your inhales and exhales. Take this moment in down dog to check in with your breathing. Try to keep it as consistent as possible. One more. Exhale a little deeper. Look between the hands. Come high up onto the toes. Bend the knees. Walk or jump feet to hands. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Heel toe the feet together. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms. Chair. A little bit lower. Good. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, the left foot back. Left palm down, right hand up for a twist. Keep pushing forward with the right knee, grounding that front big toe. So the knee wants to splay out to the side, but don't let it. Keep that knee into the midline, squeezing in, reaching back through that left heel. Shoulders are stacked, gaze is up at the right thumb. If it's too much on your neck to look up, then just look down. Keep pulling the right hip back. Inhale. Exhale. Reaching the left knee up, turn the right palm to face forward and reach up over the ear. So the tendency here is to crank that shoulder into the ear. See if you can keep it soft. It's still in its socket and you're lengthening through the arm. So we're creating space, not crunching everything up in our practice, but keeping everything long. One more. Good, right arm up. Broaden through the shoulders, the arms, and then lower the right hand, step back to downward facing dog. Keep lifting the hips up and back. Look between the thumbs, bend the elbows for a scoopy thing. That's what I call it. There might be another name, but I like scoopy thing. So keep lifting the hips up, bend the elbows, and drag the sternum in between the thumbs right into up dog. If it's complicated, leave it out. It's not that important, but it's fun. Pull the shoulders back. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg in your down dog. Hip is closed. Foot is flexed. Sinking that left heel, reach back. Working both legs as straight as possible. And then right knee into the nose, shoulders forward, hover. Using your core to get that leg high up. Don't just let your leg kind of flop around here. Get it up. And then right foot in between the hands. Inhale, arms up, crescent lunge. The back heel's lifted this time. Pull the right hip back, get a little bit lower, and we're stretching that left hip flexor. These things are always tight. I don't know why. No matter how much yoga I do, they're still tight. So this is one of my favorite poses, of course, because I know I need it. So keep reaching back through that left heel. If this is too much, you can lower the left knee. It's an option. Good, one more breath. Lengthen forward, hover, gaze is down. So instead of resting your chest, your torso on your front leg, see if you can pull it up. So it's just hovering over your right leg. Lower the hands, left foot to right, top of the mat. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, the right foot back. Right palm down, left hand up. Twisting to the other side. Keep pushing forward with that left knee, keeping that knee into the midline, and reach up. Reaching back, that back leg is active and strong. Good, turn the palm to face forward, reach up over the ear. One more. Left arm up, broaden, lower the left hand, step back, downward facing dog. Feet are hip width apart. Keep lifting the hips up and back. Look between the thumbs, bend the elbows for your second chance at that scoopy thing. Inhale up and exhale back. Good, lift your left leg. Hip is closed. So what does that mean? Hips, naturally your hips probably want to open up, right? That feels good. We're going to get there, but not right now. Can you keep your hips square, level? So that left heel isn't reaching up, it's actually reaching back, out of your hip socket, helping to get that right heel down to the ground. And then it also helps to pull your left inner thigh into the right. So you're kind of corkscrewing that left leg in. Breathe. Good. Left knee into the nose, shoulders forward. Get that knee high up, maybe even touch the nose or the forehead. and then lunge the left foot in between the hands. Inhale, arms up, crescent lunge. Back heel's lifted. Again, you can drop to the knee. Keep pushing forward with the left knee. Now, the tendency here is to have such a big back bend. You can see mine. It feels good to do that. That's okay. But see if you can pull your front ribs together. So you're going to, by doing that, you're going to engage your core here and get that natural back bend out. So you might feel it more in that hip flexor. I do. Breathe. Keep pulling those shoulders back, front ribs in, left hip back. One more. If you're shaking, you're doing it properly. I don't know if you can see me shaking, but I'm shaking. Good, and then hover forward. Gaze is down. Chest is just over that left leg. Breathe. Lower the hands, right foot to left, top of the mat. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Legs are straight this time. Exhale, lower the hands to heart center and pause. Option to close the eyes if you want. Shoulders back and down. Tail tucked. Good. Inhale. Reach the arms out and up. Look up. Exhale. Lower the hands. Swan dive. Fold forward. Inhale. Look out. Lengthen. Exhale. Forward fold. Bend the knees. Keep squeezing knees and ankles together. Inhale. Arms up for chair. Tuck the tail. Working the knees back over your ankles as much as possible. So the weight's in your heels, not in your toes. Maybe even lift your toes so you know there's no weight there. Exhale a little deeper. Good, and then lengthen forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Back is flat, belly's just hovering over the legs. Hips are reaching back even more. Gaze is down, shoulders soft away from the ears. Breathe. Good, now keep this shape. Keep the feet together. Lower your hips more. Your heels might lift like mine are. That's okay. If your heels can come down, then that's good too. Keep your feet together and open up your knees. We're setting up Malasana. So your hands can reach out in front. That might be enough. If you want a little more, you can bring your hands out wide and kind of pull your shoulders through. I like to go for a wrap, so the hands will start to reach around the shins. Eventually, someday, maybe your hands hold together behind your lower back. I'm not sure that'll ever happen in this lifetime, but know that that's the direction you're going in. So a lot of people in Malasana like to bring their chin down, bring their forehead down. I get so much more when I look forward. When I look forward and then pull the shoulders away from one another. It's stretching out my collarbone, all the muscles around it, in some way that I don't think any other stretch gets. So play with that. Again, you can round down or lift forward. One more. Good, release the arms. Bring the hands to the top of the mat. You might have to scoot yourself back a little. Keep your hips down, so you're in the little kind of ball. Knees to armpits. Working your knees as close into the armpits as possible as you shift forward for crow. So this might be a tricky arm balance for you still. If it is, then just lift one foot. It's all about the core. You're gonna feel that your core turning on, and then just switch feet. If you're good here, then go ahead and try to lift both. There's no jumping, so there's no momentum. You're just lifting your feet effortlessly. See if you can bring the heels together, the toes out. One more breath. And then shoot the legs back right into Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Breathe. Left heel in, right foot lunges. Inhale, warrior one, arms up. Pushing forward with that right knee. So we're going to spend a little more time here in our warriors. So bring your hands to your hips. See if you can pull that right hip back with your hand. Pull your left hip forward. So your hips are really square to the front of the room. Now get lower through the right knee. Ground the outer edge of the back foot. So you're actually lifting your back inner arch. It's going to strengthen your feet. Front ribs in again. So easy to kind of let it all kind of fall out. It feels good, but try to control. I love my yoga practice because it teaches me discipline and focus. If I just do whatever feels good, then sometimes that's nice, but I'm really not getting that discipline and focus. So take that for what it is. Do what you can. Keep the shoulders pulling down, palms facing each other. Get a little bit lower. Good. Now turn the palms forward. Bend the elbows for scarecrow arms. Inhale, open up the heart, look up. Good, back to neutral. Now interlace the hands behind the back. Keep that right knee bent. Inhale, open up the chest if you want a little back bend again. And then exhale, fold. Right shoulder to the inside of the knee, hands over the head for humble warrior. Keep grounding the outer edge of that back foot, bending the right knee. The tendency here is to kind of open up towards the left side. See if you can try to resist that by pulling your right hip back, that right shoulder into the knee. Neck is soft, and reach the hands away from the hips. One more breath. Keep the fingers interlaced. Bring the hands to the lower back and slowly come up. Notice my leg isn't moving. It's strong. It's shaking, but it's strong. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Grounding the outer edge of the back foot. Now the foot is open. So it's parallel. And then keep lifting that inner arch still. Bend the right knee, arms out wide. Tail is tucked. Right elbow to the inside of the right knee. Left arm up. Gaze is up. Again, if it's too much, look down. Turn that top palm to face forward. Reach up over the ear. Get lower through that front leg. Stacking left side on top of right. Breathe. So there's some options here. You can stay here, or you can bring your right hand down, or you can go for a wrap and bind around that right leg. One more breath. Good. Release the hands. Keep the legs strong. Back to warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Give that quad a break. Kind of shake out the hips maybe. And then shorten your stance. Good. Ground through the big toes. Arms stay strong. Inhale, lengthen, reach forward, and tilt to triangle. See if you can, so I see so many of my students trying to get down. They think they're trying to get down close to the floor. But you notice that I sink my right side. I'm not really getting a stretch in my psoas, which is what we're trying to do. So see if you can come up more than usual. Maybe even just to your knee. Just don't add extra weight onto your knee. Bring your hand to your shin just to feel it. And then stack left side on top of right. So I'm actually lengthening my right side. By pulling my right hip back more, I can lengthen through here. And that gets such a nice spot in the psoas, the side waist. One more breath. Good. Inhale up to standing. Bend the right knee. Cartwheel the arms around, both hands to the inside of the right foot. Spin the left heel up. Heel toe the front foot out to give yourself space. Hands are going to be shoulder width apart. We're setting up a lizard. It's a hip opener. So you might stay here with the knee lifted. You might lower the knee down. If you have space today, and you can, go to your forearms maybe. If you go to your forearms and you feel that knee is splaying out, then maybe you've gone too far. So I know it feels good to let that knee splay out. I'm asking you to be disciplined and keep that knee in. Keep your focus on grounding your right big toe in. You're going to get a different stretch in your hip. Breathe. You can keep the back toes tucked under. You can point the foot. Soften your head and just Breathe into the hips. Hips are the biggest parts of our body, so of course they're going to hold some tension. They're going to hold a lot of it probably. Takes a little extra time to get into these places. So notice once you're here how you're dealing with it. Are you thinking about getting out of it fast? I'm there many, many times. Or can you kind of just practice patience and sit with it and breathe through it? And notice that the more you let go and kind of stop resisting yourself by clenching and gripping, it becomes a lot more manageable. One more breath. Good. Come up onto the hands. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee. Keep the shoulders stacked, so you're not going to reach your hips up high. We're going to control ourselves back. So you're just going to keep your shoulders forward, stacked over your hands, and just simply step your right foot back. Plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Breathe. Down dog is our active resting pose to prepare for the other side, that whole sequence on the other side. Notice your thoughts. Are you here in the room, fully present? Are you distracted with anything? It's all good. We have so many thoughts throughout the day. I think it's like, I don't know, something crazy, like 1 billion or something. So see if on this, when you roll out your mat, you can kind of quiet down those thoughts. And practice being in the present moment, breathing and taking care of yourself. One more breath in this neutral resting pose. Turn the right heel in, lunge the left foot forward. Inhale, arms up, warrior one on the other side. So keep grounding the outer edge of the back foot, bending the left knee. Can you pull the front ribs in again, squaring off your hips, arms up, gazes forward, shoulders down. Good. Turn the palms to face forward, bend the elbows. Open up the heart for scarecrow. Good, and then look forward. Interlace the hands. Now, you will want to go automatically to that first thumb that was in front. Do the other one. See if you can kind of create new habits and do things a little differently. Retraining your body and also getting into a different area. So keep bending the left knee. Other thumb is in front. Might feel awkward, I know. Just do it. Open up the chest, look up. Exhale, fold. Left shoulder to the inside of the knee, hands over the head. Keep bending that left knee, grounding that back foot. That's how you're going to help your balance. By grounding that back foot, it's active. And then can you pull your hips square so that left hip comes back, right hip forward. Neck is soft. Breathe. One more. Keep your hands interlaced. Draw the palms together. Hands to the lower back and come up. Legs stay strong. Inhale, open up the heart. Release the hands, warrior two. So your hips are now open to the side wall. You're not trying to square them off to the front, they're open. Can you pull your right hip back more? Tuck your tail in again, so it's not kind of just letting everything hang out. Can you pull everything in? Control. Focus on that midline. And then pull that right hip back, left knee to the left pinky toe, arms out wide. Left elbow to the inside of the knee, right arm up. Get lower through that left leg, reaching that back inner arch. Turn the palm to face forward, reach up over the ear. Keep getting lower through the hips, stacking your right hip on top of the left. You might stay here, or again, you can go to the floor or wrap and bind. Breathe, soften the jaw. Good. Release the arms. Legs stay strong again. Back to warrior two. Whew. Straighten the left leg. Shorten the stance. So just heel toe that foot forward a bit. Good. Keep grounding through the big toes. Pulling the right hip back. Inhale, reach forward. Again, you're lengthening both sides of the torso. You're not just sinking into this side and opening up this. You're trying to get your shoulders away from your hips to lengthen both. So focus on that. Of course, it's not going to be the same, but try to lengthen by pulling this hip back. Good. Triangle. Gaze is up or down. You choose. Breathe. Make it less about reaching down and more about stacking sideways. One more. Good. Inhale up to standing. Bend the left knee and cartwheel the arms around. Both hands to the inside of the left foot. Spin the right heel up. Give yourself some space, so heel toe that left foot out so your hands can be shoulder width apart again. Again, you can choose to keep the knee lifted. Last time I lowered my knee down, so I'm going to do that again. Keep that balance on either side. Again, keep pulling your left knee into the shoulder so that knee is hugging in. And then if you have space, again, you can go to your forearms. But be mindful of that knee. If you go to your forearms and the knee is splaying out, then maybe that's not a good choice today. Breathe. Try to soften the hips. Maybe the hips are really gripping and it's impossible to think about softening them. Well, then can you soften everything else? Can you soften your face, your shoulders, your toes, your hands? One more breath. Good. Come up onto the hands. Keep the shoulders forward. Tuck the back toes under and lift that back knee. Chest stays forward and just step your left foot back. Plank. Inhale. Real easy transition, right? Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, back, down dog. Come high up onto the toes, and then sink the heels. See if you can, this time, turn your heels a little wider than your toes, so you're slightly pigeon-toed. One more. Good. Left heel in, right foot lunges. Inhale, arms up. Palms come to the center of the chest. Keep pulling your right hip back. We're going to go for a twist. So left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Instead of sinking into your left shoulder, can you lift up? You want your thumbs to be in the center of your chest. If it's too much with the back heel down, then you can lift your heel, and that's going to give you a little more accessibility for that twist. I'm going to go and do that today because that feels better. So reach forward through the crown of the head. Keep using your elbow to push the right knee in. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Gaze is up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Unwind the twist. Hands to either side of that front foot and straighten the right leg. If it feels better, you can shorten your stance or keep your feet where they are. If you want a little more hammy, then flex your right foot. Keep pulling your right hip back so your hips stay square. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Breathe. Keep working the belly towards that front leg. One more breath. Good. Inhale, look forward. Lower the right foot, bend the right knee. Inhale, arms out wide. So your stomach is hovering just over that right leg again. Start to reach towards the back of the room. Shift the weight into the right foot and fly for airplane. Hips are level, working that left inner thigh to the right. Floating foot is flexed. Open up the heart, breathe. One more. Good, hands to the top of the mat, left foot to the ceiling for standing split. You can soften your standing leg if that feels better. Maybe wrap the right arm around the calf and keep working your chest towards that straight leg. Lifting your left foot up, breathe. One more. Good, bend both knees. Bring the left knee to the outer edge of the right ankle for a seated Ardha Matsyendrasana twist. So the right knee is up. Whoops, I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna go ahead and take a technical break. Ground the right big toe, bring your left heel out of the way to drop that right hip. So both sitting bones, those little pokey bones that you sit on, are touching the floor. Good, right hand behind the back, inhale, left arm up, and then hook the elbow to the knee. Inhale, lift up, exhale, twist. So a modification for this, if you're feeling kind of stuck in your hips and your legs, you can straighten that bottom leg. So it's your left leg right now. You can straighten it, and that'll give you more of a opportunity to twist. I'm gonna go with the leg bend. Inhale, lift, up. Exhale, twist. Maybe your hand is wide, or you can bring your hand to, pointer finger and thumb together for a mudra. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Good, look forward. Keep the twist. Now, can you drop your shoulders down, even more so your right shoulder, and kind of bring your chin into that front shoulder. Really nice stretch in the neck maybe. One more. Good, unwind the twist. Counter both hands over to the left. Bow towards the floor. Good, and then come up. Hands to the top of the mat, shoot the legs back, Vinyasa, Chaturanga. Inhale up, exhale back. Good, other side. Right heel in, left foot lunges. Inhale, warrior one. Whoop. Palms come together to heart center. Thumbs stay in the center of the chest. Right elbow to the outer edge of the left knee. Again, you can keep that heel down, or if it's tricky today, just lift your heel up. Do whatever you did last time. Keep that balance. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head. Be mindful you're not sinking into the shoulder. Can you lift up? Whoop. If you're wobbly on one side, that is normal. One side's always more difficult than the other. So can you focus and squeeze into your hips, straightening that back leg? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more, inhale. Exhale, maybe go for that wrap if you did last time. One more. Good, unwind the hands. Hands to either side of that front foot, straighten the left leg. Lift the toes if you want a little more. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, fold. Don't worry about your back heel coming all the way down. It's probably still lifted. That's okay. Just keep reaching it down. Pull the left hip back. And just breathe through that hamstring. Let this feel good. Soften your neck, your torso. One more breath. Good, look forward, bend the left knee, lower the left foot. Keep your chest lifted, arms come out wide like wings, shift the weight into the left foot and fly. Squeezing into your hips, right inner thigh to the left. Flex that floating foot, lift up, open up the heart. It's a standing back bend. Lift a little higher, and then hands lightly to the top of the mat, right foot up, standing split. Again, you can soften your standing leg if you feel like you're locking your knee out. Lift your right foot a little higher. Good, and then bend both knees. Bring the right knee to the outer edge of the left ankle for that seated twist again. Lowering your hips. Wiggle your right heel out of the way. Again, you can straighten that right leg if you feel like you're kind of stuck in your hips a little. Ground your left big toe. So that foot is grounded so much that you could actually stand up on your left leg if you were going to get up. Good. Left hand behind the back, right arm up, inhale. Hook the elbow to the knee and twist over the left shoulder. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Gaze is towards the back of the room. Keep grounding those sitting bones, dropping your left hip. Inhale. One more. You can come to that mudra if you did last time. Good. Keep the twist. Don't move your body and just look forward. Pulling the shoulders down, drop the chin into that front shoulder. Keep pulling your left shoulder back to kind of get into that neck. I hold so much tension in my neck. I don't know what I'm doing there, but this is what I need. I know that. One more. Good. Release. Counter over to the right. Fold towards the floor. Inhale up. Hands to the top of the mat. Roll over the legs. Chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Good. So I promised you open hips in your down dog. So here we go. Lift your right leg, opening up that hip, stacking right hip on top of left, still sinking your left heel. And then right knee forward in between the hands for pigeon. I need another little technical adjustment. Don't mind me. Good. So in pigeon, if you're feeling discomfort in your front knee, please do something else. So what would that be? If you're in pigeon and this feels good, stay here, and I'm just going to demonstrate, and then I'll come back to pigeon. So if you're feeling it in your knee, not in your hip, please don't do it. It's not about your knee, it's about your hip. If you're feeling it, a modification will be to lie on your back. That right knee is forward. Flex your right foot, push the knee out, and then if you want more, you can hug the left knee in and use your right elbow to push that knee out. So it's still going to get into that hip without any tension on your knee, okay? So do that, please. Otherwise, if pigeon's good, then we'll come back to it. So if you're not feeling much in your hips, you'll start to bring your right foot forward. The full pose is the shin is parallel to the front of the mat. I'm nowhere near that, but just know that that's where you're going, okay? So open up the chest, maybe a little back bend, look up, and then slowly walk it forward. Keep that back leg active. It's still reaching back. So it's a dual action. Maybe the forehead can come down or hands can come making a pillow. Breath is deep. We're starting to wind down our practice. So if you're those exercise junkies that really want to move fast and sweat a lot, and you have a hard time when we start to wind down the practice and slow down, see if you can be with that. This is some of the most beneficial parts of our practice is when we get into these deeper, longer poses. We're actually getting into the fascia and the deeper parts of the muscle to stretch longer. So again, here are our hips. They're already tense. They hold so much. They get us through our day. We do everything with our hips. And so, of course, they're going to need some extra love, especially women. So enjoy this. Be here. If you want to come out of it, don't. See if you can just practice patience. One more breath. Good, and slowly walk the hands back in towards the hips. Reach around and grab the left foot. bring that heel close into the hip. Good. And breathe. Now there's some options here. So you can bring your hands, both hands to the ankle, maybe flex your foot and kick back for a shoulder opener. That's what we're gonna do today. So we've already done a lot of back bends. This should feel good. So keep kicking back with your left leg, opening up the heart. You can look up. Breathe. Good, and then release the left foot, lower the hands, and push back to down dog. Keep both feet down, straighten the right leg, and bend the left knee. And just ground through that right foot. See if you can pull your right hip back. Good, and then kind of just walk it out, getting some movement into your dog, and then lift the left leg up, opening up the hip, stacking left side on top of right. Look forward and bend the left knee. Lower it in between the hands. Again, if that is bothering your knee, and this knee might be different, so please listen and be mindful. If you're not sure, the back is always a good option. So you'd lay on your back. I just showed you the other side. Your left foot will be flexed, okay? Inhale, open up the chest, little baby back bend. Maybe bring that left foot forward a bit, and then slowly walk it forward. Forehead can come all the way down or make the hands a pillow. And just settle, soften. If this is difficult, now this side is so much more difficult for me. I have to practice a lot more patience on my left side. I also grip more, so I feel like my hips feel like this right now. So can I breathe through that and just kind of let it go? The less I resist, the deeper I can get into the pose, and the more I can release that pain and tension. So see if you can try that. One more breath. And slowly walk the hands back in. Opening up the heart, reach around and grab your right foot. See if you can grab the ankle with both hands, and you're still dropping this right hip down. So some people kind of roll over to the left. Don't do that. Keep pushing your right hip down. So your hips stay level, and then you're gonna grab the foot with both hands and flex your foot. Flex the foot and kick back, opening up the heart for a deeper back bend. Soften the jaw, one more. Good. Release the hands. Push back to down dog with the left leg straight, the right knee bent, and both feet down. Ground through the left heel and just kind of pedal out the feet, walk it out. Let's move through a vinyasa, getting some energy going, getting it out of those hips. So inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Good, now from down dog, look between the hands, bend the knees, come high up onto the toes, and then look way far forward in front of your mat and walk or jump feet all the way through. Whoop, to seated. Peel the flesh away from the sitting bones. Some days that's easier than others. So what do I mean by that? I mean grab your booty and get it out of the way. Get it way back there so you can really ground your sitting bones. Ground your sitting bones, just like we started class. Lift up, shoulders back and down, hands next to the hips. Feet are flexed. Active, so active that your heels are lifting up off the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Grab whatever's available, might be your feet, your toes, your knees today. Doesn't matter, just get a forward fold. Let your head go. Inhale, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look out. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale up. Keep your right leg straight and bring the left foot to the right inner thigh. Peel the flesh away from your right hip. Keep your right leg straight, flexed. Inhale, arms up. Square your torso over that straight leg and fold over that leg. Inhale, look out, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Breathe deeply. Again, you might wrap around your foot, or you might just be holding your knee today. It doesn't matter. I love when people say I'm bad at yoga. There's no such thing as being good or bad at yoga. We're just breathing, stretching the body, and moving and doing what we can each and every day. Every day, it's different. We roll out the mat. We could do the same exact sequence. I could teach you the same sequence next week, which I won't because I don't remember what we did, but it could be the same thing and we'll have a completely different practice because everything's affected by our mood, our stress, the physical activities that we do day in, day out, picking up the kids or being on vacation. It's always different. So our practice is always going to be different. And we have to try to be that consistent, positive, steady person, whatever we face when we roll out our mat. And that's really the yoga practice. So inhale and exhale, fold. One more breath. Good. Inhale up and switch. So left leg straight, peel the flesh away from your left hip, squaring off your torso. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the jaw. And keep pulling your left hip back, the right hip forward. One more breath. Inhale, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. And soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. So your feet are close into your hips for this first one. Middle and index finger can hook the big toes, or you can wrap your hands around your feet, whatever feels good. Can you use your inner thighs to push the knees down? So instead of using your elbows, that's what a lot of people do, try to use your legs to push yourself down. And then use your torso to lift up. So instead of rounding the back, we're going to lift up, open up the heart. Pull the elbows in close into your body. Now, if you want, you can fold forward. But if you feel like your forward fold is actually rounding your back and you're kind of caving in, then just stay upright. I'm going to go for like a half forward fold and just kind of keep my elbows in and hinge from my hips to keep the spine long and kind of rolling your sitting bones back. So my back is still flat, I hope. I don't have a mirror, but I think it is. You'll tell me next week, right? Good. Good. Slowly come up. Keep the feet together and just bring the feet forward. So you have a nice wide diamond in front of you now. Forearms come under the shins, grab the tops of the feet, and round the back this time, bringing the forehead into the heels. It's a really nice lower back release. If it's easy to get your forehead to your heels, you can bring your heels forward more and try to get your forehead in front of your heels on the floor. Try not to crunch your shoulders like I just caught myself doing. Try to pull them back. One more breath. Good. Inhale up. Cross the ankles, roll over the legs for one last vinyasa. Inhale up. And exhale back. So you can do that jump through again. You can just kind of walk forward and come onto your back, however you want to get there today. Hug the knees into the chest, rock a little side to side. We're just going to end with a An easy back bend today. So lower the feet onto the mat. Feet are hip width apart. Even if you have a wheel in your practice with the hands come under your shoulders, just do a wheel for this first one, okay? Just warming up your back bend. So keep your feet down and just lift the hips. You can interlace your hands behind your back and kind of rock your shoulders underneath your body. Instead of tucking your chin into your chest, can you lift your chin away to keep your natural neck curve there? So you're not flattening out your neck, you're actually keeping it lifted. And then lift your hips. So your legs are strong. See if you can bring your toes in towards each other a bit. Lift your hips a little higher. Don't look side to side. Just keep looking up, breathe. And then slowly lower down. Good, so we're gonna do that same thing again, another bridge, or you can go into that Urdhva Dhanurasana wheel, like I said. So hands can come under the shoulders. If you don't have it in your practice today, then just do another bridge. It's really not that important. Hands can come under the shoulders, come to the crown of the head, lift up, pause there, and then come all the way up to wheel. Keep drawing your toes in, your knees in, working to straighten the legs and arms. Let your head hang, one more breath. Boy, I don't think I've ever tried to talk in a wheel. This is interesting. Tuck the chin and lower down. You have to keep a sense of humor about yourself, right? Hands next to your hips. Supta Dandasana. So legs are straight, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Just let this be your inversion today. So I just got back from Wanderlust, which was a really cool festival for yoga and music in Vermont. And I did 4 days of nonstop yoga, and I didn't do one shoulder stand. I was like, that's interesting. And one teacher at the end of the weekend finally explained why, and maybe we'll get into that next week. I don't have time to explain all that. But I've been practicing less in shoulder stance and not going into those inversions as much. So if you feel like you absolutely need one, of course, don't let me stop you. You're at home, you can do what you want. But I've been doing less of them, so take that for what it is. See if this can be your inversion today. Keeping your heels over your hips. So an inversion is anything with our feet getting up over our legs and our heart. So this is an inversion. All the blood is getting out of the feet and getting through the rest of the body. So good for circulation, for metabolism. One more breath. And then push into your hands and slowly just control your legs down. Hug the right knee into the chest and twist across the body over to the left. You're working to keep your right shoulder down. It's just a nice spinal twist. Gaze is over to the right. Unwind. Straighten the right leg, bend the left knee in, hug the knee in, and twist over to the right. Keeping your left shoulder down. Back to center, Shavasana. So Shavasana is the most beneficial part of our practice, where we do absolutely nothing. Sometimes it can be the hardest part, where we actually have to do nothing. That's hard for most of us when we're go, go, go all day long. We have so much to do, so much to accomplish. See if you can just be here, knowing that there's benefits to this. Knowing that just for a few minutes out of the day, you can give yourself time to rest. So just let your feet flop out. Maybe they come off your mat. Your legs come completely off your mat. Allow the palms to fall open. Just close your eyes. Inhale. And exhale out. Just a vocal exhale. Let go of that control of the Ujjayi breath. There's no more any control of the breathing, and you're just naturally letting the breath come in and out of the mouth or the nostrils. If you have a towel, a shirt, something to put over your eyes, it's sometimes a nice option. See if you can just be still, knowing that whatever's next can wait. Trusting that this is so good for the body, where we actually absorb all the hard work we just put in, or we absorb the benefits of the hard work we just put in. See if you can feel the support of the floor, and just allow your body to become heavy. And then when you're ready, if you want to stay here, please stay here as long as you want. When you're ready, start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, rock the head from side to side. Maybe reach up over the head, just like a good morning stretch. Lengthening through the right side and the left, and then hug the knees in. Rock a little side to side, maybe up and down. Eventually coming up to a seated position. The way we started class. Just peel the flesh away from the sitting bone. You might be a little more open for a full lotus if you want to go there. Otherwise, just a comfortable cross-legged position. Bringing the palms to heart center. As we still our practice, remembering what a gift it is to have this body, to be able to roll out our mat, turn on our TVs, and do some yoga. May we never forget that, remembering how blessed we all are, and what a gift it is to have this health and to have this practice. Thank you for being open and receptive, allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Namaste.